And this is a Fox News alert. Breaking overnight, the American photojournalist held hostage by al-Qaeda militants is dead. 33-year-old Luke Summers reportedly killed by terrorists in a daring but failed rescue mission in Yemen by Navy SEAL Team 6. Summers taken hostage in 2013. So, could this be a sign that the terror threat is still as strong as ever? Joining us now, Jessie Jane Duff, retired gunnery sergeant with the U.S. Marine Corps and a senior fellow at the London Center for Policy and Research. Good morning, Gunny. How are you?
Good morning, Peter. How are you?
Hillary Clinton says that we should empathize with our enemies. Should we be holding their hands, or should we be cutting their heads off?
Yes, exactly. Which leaders is she talking about? Which enemies? Is she referring to Iran, who wants to annihilate all of Israel? Is she referring to Assad, who has killed Coptic Christians and murdered his own people with chemical warfare? Or is she talking about ISIS, who right now is beheading all Westerners and Americans on videotape? You know who she should empathize and respect is her military. Go visit Walter Reed. Go visit San Antonio Medical Center. Go visit the VA. Or go to the Arlington Cemetery and show respect for the military versus the enemy.
Empathy means what in your mind?
Well, in her mind, she seems to think that they may have a justifiable argument, and you want to show compassion towards that argument, which implies to me that she doesn't even understand that the United States is having a threat to its very freedom every single day by these enemies. And we are not in the wrong. There should be no empathy because thousands of Americans, their blood is on the hands of these terrorists.
Gunny, let's talk about where we are in terms of the threat. We just talked about Luke Summers killed.
Yes.
By al-Qaeda in Yemen. Does that prove that the threat is as great or even greater than ever? What kind of qualities should we expect in a president in terms of ensuring that Americans are safe and that the global terror threat is stopped big time?
Well, you know, the first thing this president did was he said that there was no more war on terror. He decided to withdraw us out of Iraq and say it was over. You know what? The enemy has a vote, and the enemy will decide when your battle is over. This war on terror is alive and well, and our new secretary is going to have to face this challenge. And I wish this administration would come to grips with the reality that the war on terror has existed, and because we withdrew, because we didn't leave anything behind to assist in this battle, it now has exploded and ignited the entire region.
Jessie Jane, how do our enemies react when they hear great American leaders say that we should empathize with them, that we should understand their problems, that we should respect their point of view? What is that reaction? Does that make them say, oh, America's our friend, or does that embolden them for future action?
Absolutely. What Hillary Clinton only expressed was how weak we are, how soft we are, how tender-hearted we are. And the reality is the United States Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force have always hit with an explosive punch. That's why they have always respected us. But if you want us to go into combat trying to shake hands and make peace, that is not a negotiating skill. When American lives and our freedom is consistently at threat, we need to demonstrate that it will not be tolerated. And she has only shown that, hey, we're a little soft on the underbelly, and that is not as satisfactory in my mind.
Gunnery Sergeant Jessie Jane Duff, thank you for your articulation, your strong mind, your strong body, and your service for our country. We will look forward to hearing you a lot in the future.
Thank you very much. Semper Fi, Peter.
Semper Fi, absolutely.